Storytime with Andy Hillenburg. Welcome to Season 3 of Storytime with Andy. This year, not only are we including questions from my team, we are also including questions from you, the fans. Andy, are you ready to begin?
Ready. Season 3. We're re-signed and not canceled.
Let's get on with it. Connie Lund said you were asked this question years ago when she asked you to speak for a group, and she thinks it would be great for you to describe this for fans, even if you needed to close your eyes to think about it. What was it like going out on track at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the very first time, knowing you wanted to do this your entire life, and taking the green flag for the first time in the Indy 500? Can you describe everything in the moment you were seeing and feeling in that moment?
There were 3 pace laps at Indianapolis, and I said I was going to take the first one for myself. I wish that I would have taken 2 for myself, but I had to get concentrating on what was coming up. But as far as the parade laps of the race, I think that's what she was meaning. But I remember, I was like, please start, because I was such a fan of the Indianapolis 500 growing up as a kid, and I knew of the history and the traditions and some of the freak luck things that had happened over the years. And so I was just sitting there praying, please start. I didn't want to be like make the race and then the car not start, which has happened, over the years. And so the car fired up, and it's like, okay, pull away, don't kill it. And we pull away, and I knew where my dad was sitting over in turn 2. And he actually took me to my first Indy 500, and I remember coming around turn 2, knowing about where my dad was at, and I waved at him, and here we go. It took a while, but we got here, and that was pretty neat. And seeing all the fans, and growing up in Indianapolis, I knew, it almost seemed like I knew somebody in each section of the racetrack. And then got around to where my mom and her brothers were sitting, and my brother. It was pretty pretty sentimental for me. Okay, well, we finally got it. And then from then on, it was 100% business. I wish I'd have, like I say, maybe even taken another half a lap, because that is one of my favorite lifetime memories, is that very first parade lap. But had to get down to business, obviously, and no mistakes, and the world's fastest flying start, and all that, and all the things that you've heard about it. It's a big wind tunnel and sucks you into the corner, and the dust and stuff from where the people were standing on the racetrack. All these things that I had heard, and they all did come true. But we were able to get through those first couple laps, and Donald Davidson, a great friend of mine. I'd known Donald since I was a youngster, well before I actually started racing. He came up to me and says, before the race, and he's like, Andy, do you know that there has been, I forget what it was, 30 or 40 drivers that actually qualified for this race that never completed a lap? I was like, Donald, why did you tell me that? So after I did cross the line once, I was like, got that one behind me. But that was really, believe it or not, that was a disadvantage for me to know so much history about it. Like I'd see drivers come in and not really know it, and I was like kind of put off by that. Man, they don't even know the tradition of the speedway. But now looking back on it, I think that's almost helpful not to know it until after you do it.
Follow-up question. Who is Connie Lund, and how do you know her?
Connie was Tom Gray's mother, and Tom was born. My first real hand in racing was crewing on Tom's dad's car, Gary Gray, the Gapco Special, owned by Rufus Gray, very famous car. Mario Andretti drove it, Aldo Andretti, a lot of Johnny Rutherford drove it. And anyway, the first year that I was helping, Tom was born, and Tom's an engineer over at Hendrick and has been on Chase Elliott's. He's been the lead engineer on Chase's car the last 10 years or so. So he's went on to have a great career in racing. But Connie would always go to the races, and I was the junior member of the team hanging out with the men, and she would probably make sure that I didn't see everything that I could have seen at the racetrack.
All right, well, these are our rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire?
All right. Well, we're just going to jump right into it. Favorite all-time NASCAR driver? Aside from yourself.
No. Boy, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I would have to say James Hilton, because I became such great friends with James, and he was there in the 50s and 60s, and he would tell a lot of the stories and stuff, and then getting to race with him, and then when I did run the Indy 500 and ran the number 48, James always got a kick out of that, and I would have to say that he's definitely near the top of the list.
Favorite all-time ARCA driver, aside from yourself?
Zachary Tinkle.
Well, I appreciate it.
Zachary, thank you for including me on story time with Zachary. It's really hard to make it out there in the sport of racing this day and age, and it's getting harder because you have to, continually find sponsorship, put forth the effort behind the wheel and outside the car, and everybody needs to come up with their own little story or agenda to be different, and so you really set yourself apart here, and it's been a lot of fun for me, and I hope we have a season 4 and we don't get canceled after 3, so everybody get out there and support Zachary Tinkle at your racetracks.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in to Season 3 of Storytime with Andy.
You gotta go over your shoulder like Letterman. Go over your shoulder. This way, Zachary. This way, Letterman.